I'm Bob. Welcome back to the show. Today I'm interviewing a prominent biologist. Welcome to the show.
Hello, I'm Lisa Wright, just back from studying the rock forest islands off the coast of Chile.
I hope you had a good trip.
Oh, it was wonderful. The climate there is just beautiful. The islands are about 700 miles from the continent, and all you can see is ocean. The lowest temperatures are usually about 40 degrees. That's pretty warm. And the highest are only around 95. It's a very nice temperature, I think. It only rains mostly in the winter, although the higher elevations are usually rainy every day.
It sounds lovely. So, what's the plant life like?
Well, the lower elevations generally have grasslands and bushes. Higher elevations have tall evergreen forests, and the highest elevations are covered in shrublands. There are plants with huge leaves that are related to rhubarb. They're really quite incredible. The islands have a lot of plants that only grow there.
And do people live there?
There's a small town on the largest island, but very few live anywhere else. It's mostly untouched nature. Perfect for study.
I see. So, overall, what are the main kinds of animals there?
Because the islands are so remote, the animals and plants had to get there by crossing an ocean. That's why most of the animals are birds. In fact, there are no native mammals, reptiles, or amphibians on the islands. Explorers introduced rats and goats as well.
So, what kind of animal have you been studying?
It's a hummingbird.
Well, can you show us a picture?
Of course. This is the rare rock forest hummingbird. As you can see, it has brightly colored plumage, like most species of hummingbirds. Green, blue, and red. It's about 4 inches from beak to tail. Its beak is long and straight.
What does its diet consist of?
Like all hummingbirds, it drinks nectar from trumpet-shaped flowers. There are several species of flowers that it feeds on. However, since nectar isn't a great nutrient source, the birds also eat small insects and spiders.
How do these birds reproduce and raise young?
The female builds a small nest and lays 2 eggs. When the eggs hatch, she brings them insects and regurgitated nectar to eat.
Does the hummingbird have any predators?
Actually, praying mantises, larger birds, snakes, and large spiders all eat hummingbirds. If they can be caught, that is.
Hummingbirds do fly quite fast, don't they?
Yes, actually, their wings can beat up to 70 beats per second. This enables them to do the hovering thing they do when they are drinking out of flowers.
So, what can you tell us about the adaptations of the rock forest hummingbird?
Well, the brightly colored flowers the birds feed from seem to be the reason they themselves are brightly colored. The birds that aren't bright don't blend in with the flowers and don't live to reproduce.
What kind of selection would that be classified as?
I'd say it's directional selection, because the extreme, the brightest colors, has become the most common among the population.
Tell us another selective pressure on these birds.
Since they feed on nectar, they need beaks to efficiently obtain the nectar. Hummingbirds, in general, are believed to have co-evolved with trumpet-shaped flowers, because the hummingbirds pollinate them as a side effect of the nectar drinking.
So, how have the beaks adapted to feed on the flowers?
The birds with the shorter beaks can't reach far enough inside the flowers, and the birds with the longest beaks can't fit inside. So the mid-sized beaks seem to be favored. This is called stabilizing selection.
Are there any other selective pressures?
Yes, the wings. The hovering motion of the birds requires light but strong wings. They share the same basic wing structure with all the hummingbirds.
What other factors may have affected the evolution of the rock forest hummingbird?
My colleagues and I believe that they experienced a founder effect.
Can you explain what a founder effect is?
Yes. The first rock forests probably came from mainland South America, but obviously the entire population of their ancestor didn't come. So only the genes of the founders were passed on.
Interesting.
Mutations have also probably occurred in the species past, adding new genes to the gene pool.
Wow. You really have done a lot of study on these little guys. But we're almost out of time, so we have to say goodbye to Lisa. Thank you so much for talking about the rock forest hummingbird.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, well, you think that's bad. I don't have any ears.
You don't need ears. I don't have them either, and somehow we can still hear each other.
Well, it doesn't matter as much for you. Your hair would be covering them up anyway, but look at me. I look like a freak.
Well, I mean, neither of us can close our mouths. We're kind of made of paper, so you know what? It's not really that bad. And look at my pea coat. It looks all streaky.
My skin looks all streaky.
My skin's made with a crayon.
Well, my eyes are made with whiteout.
I think we're just really bad people.
Yeah. Hummingbird on a stick, hummingbird on a stick, hummingbird on a stick. Do 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 do. The rare rock wildlife of the rock forest islands consists of mostly tannish, lumpy rocks. We'll come back to them later.
I love this hummingbird so much. It's like my child. Aw, come here. I love you so much. Aw. Peck, peck, peck. Ah!